What's going on, everybody? The Darker King. We're going to be looking at... I'm going to file this under the first 30. It's not the first 30 minutes. In fact, I played for several hours earlier today, but it's Tunic. First, I want to thank everybody for watching, and just understand that by watching this video, you just earn yourself a seat at the table. So this is Tunic. And I want to make it known right from the jump. This is a game that you don't necessarily want spoiled for you. It kind of relies on surprise. I'll get into a lot of that. I'm not at the end of it. I'm still pretty close to the beginning, I'd have to say. But before I start going through, I just want to throw it out there that I am a few hours in. So if you wanted to go into it fresh, don't watch this. Otherwise, this is a pretty cool game. And I've heard a lot of people talking about this. In the last couple of weeks, this came out on Xbox Game Pass. And I want to say it's exclusive to Xbox Game Pass, if I'm not Game Pass, but Xbox, if I'm not mistaken, and I very well could be. I don't know if you can get this anywhere but Xbox. But this is a really cool game, and I'd heard a lot of people talking about it around the time that Elden Ring came out. Ooh, what do we got? Uh-oh. Well, Fox statue? Don't mind if I do. How you doing? Okay, so where to start by explaining this game? So this game comes very highly recommended. Pretty much everybody, all the journalists and whatever else that I follow, they had this one very highly recommended. This is a game where you obviously are playing as this fox dressed as Link. And the game does not shy away from the fact that it is... Rip-off is not the right word because it's not that, but it's clearly an homage to The Legend of Zelda, specifically The Legend of Zelda two-dimensional style games. And honestly, more than anything, it's an homage to the original, like the Legend of Zelda #1. It shares more similarities with that game than pretty much any other game, and I'll get into that too. Pretty standard stuff. You have your sword, you have your shield, you have items, but there's also some Dark Souls elements. And the big draw to this game is that, speaking of Dark Souls, this game does a very interesting thing that sets it apart from other sort of Zelda-likes, of which there are no shortage of. Which is, it doesn't tell you anything, literally nothing. It doesn't explain barely anything. I mean, there's, and the only language in the game is a language that is made up, and I'm not 100% sure if you could learn the language or not. It feels like you probably could, if I had to guess. But otherwise, it does the Dark Souls thing. It doesn't explain anything. It doesn't tell you what's going on. It doesn't tell you where to go. It didn't tell you how to do it right now. And so... Oh, cool. So what ends up happening is you spend a lot of the game trying to figure out where to go, what to do, and it doesn't totally leave you in the dark. I'm not saying that necessarily. It's kind of hard to explain. Like I said, this is one of those ones where if I would have known, and if I would have started recording the second that I turned on the game and you know, we were sort of figuring it all out together, then what I was saying would obviously make a lot more... Oh, there's the key. Okay, so that's something that you need to be aware of. this game plays with perspective shift, and it's very rare that they do what they just did by shifting perspective. I don't know if you can hear me fiddling with the right stick, but you cannot control the camera whatsoever. But what the game does is, with this fixed perspective, it forces you to do stuff like this. You see that I'm walking behind this wall, which may seem like a fool's errand, until, of course, you end up over here, at which point you discover that this is an important spot to go to. And oh, here we go. So you find these bridges throughout the world that will, most of the time they'll create shortcuts for you. That's a big crab. How you doing? Ah! I'm gonna not mess around with that crab. Alright. So combat. Oh, is that the crab? It is. That's actually maybe good. You know what? Why don't I go there? I'm gonna go ahead and just go into this. So I just found that key that let me in here. Always gotta check behind the walls. Okay, now that I have found a spot to rest for a second, let me see if I can speed run my way through explanations here. First of all, when it comes to this game, it is constantly asking you to poke around to try to find hidden passageways. It doesn't explain what any of the buttons do. It doesn't necessarily tell you where to go. You do eventually get a map of sorts, which is very interesting, and I'll show that off in here just a second. In fact, this might be a good time to just go ahead and get into it. So this is the coolest part of this game. So when you pause the game, it brings you to this screen where you are ostensibly, you know, somebody playing this game on a CRTV back in like 1994. And you have this old school style instruction manual. And the instruction manual is key to the game. Now, it's worth pointing out that you start off with no pages of the instruction manual. And it actually took me a very long time here just to get the table of contents. But throughout the world, you will find a page at a time. And by doing so, it reveals information about the game, playing the game, that was there most of the time all along. For example, I'm trying to remember. So this is one of the earliest pages you find, page 11 here. And so you can see it's designed exactly like an old school instruction manual, but it's all, for the most part, not all, there is some English in it that is helpful, but it's mostly in this fake language that they made up. Again, I suspect that it's a language that you can learn, not in the game, but I think that if you once you understand sort of what things are, you can, I guess, look at the symbols and try to figure out what it means. I think that's the idea. But this is one of the earliest pages you find, which gives you the basic understanding of some of the stuff, and a lot of it's intuitive. But as you find more pages, you learn more of how the game works. Like, for example, it was only like half an hour ago that I learned how to sprint, which is that you have to press A to roll, which is like your dodge roll, and then you have to hold it just long enough to where you'll start to sprint, which for the first 4 hours of this game, I just didn't understand you could do. It was always there. You could always do it. But until even when I found this page, I didn't understand what it was saying because it doesn't give you any text. But I eventually found out. I was like, oh, that's what it was talking about. That's how you sprint. Same thing with a lot of this stuff. You know, you slowly just kind of, as you find pages, you start to figure out the complexities of the game, like the ways in which your stamina and your bars work. And see, this chart was helpful to teach about stability. It doesn't explain how any of the items work at all. So when you get an item, you're just like, huh, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this does. And you don't get a lot of them. And even hearing what they are, when I heard about, oh, this is a bomb, that was helpful in the sense that I got a sense of, okay, well, this is a bomb. I understand what that is. And then you try it, and then you're like, okay, I guess these are bombs. But you have to like learn all this as you go through, and it'll give you little hints. It doesn't tell you how to upgrade your character. It doesn't reveal any of this stuff, and it sounds like it could be frustrating. I haven't found it to be frustrating at all, though, because I found it to be, you know, relatively generous early on, and sort of. And so you'll see here how I have page 21 and I've got page 24, but you'll see that the pages are missing. And so it wasn't until I got this page that I learned the trick of powering up your whatever. And then I want to go through all of this because I don't want to give too much away. Eventually you get this overworld map that gives you a sense of sort of like, all right, where am I? Still doesn't give you a great sense of where to go. You can unlock dungeon maps here, the whole back half of the manual. And we're going to check out the frog's domain here in just a second. But the whole manual, of which I've only found a few pages of at least 50 something, slowly reveals information about how the game works and all sorts of stuff. But I think you probably get the basic idea. That is a shard for one of my health refill potions. I think I need one more to get another health refill. So the health refill, well, I'll talk about the combat now. So for the combat, it feels kind of like a Zelda. Oh wait, that's that crab. I don't want to go there. I'll come back there later. Let's go check out the frog's domain. The combat is, it definitely feels like a Zelda game, more or less. But really, I guess when it comes down to it, I'm trying to see how I can get up to that chest. I'd say when it comes down to it, the combat system is kind of like Zelda, but if Zelda was mixed with Dark Souls or Elden Ring, you got your dodge rolls, you got to use your shield effectively, but the biggest similarity I'd say that it shares with a Dark Souls is that certain enemies, or I should say most enemies, are pretty punishing. It is not rare for you to get killed even by the normal enemies. There's not a ton of enemies scattered throughout the world. I mean, there's the fair share, but the game's pretty hard. I mean, I haven't found it to be overwhelmingly difficult. It definitely keeps you on your toes. So I found this about 5 minutes ago, and then when I did, I said, you know what, if I'm going to make a video on this, this would be as good as any. Show off a dungeon, a Tony dungeon. How you doing? So let's jump into that. Before I do, I'll show off the equipment screen. Here's the items that I found so far. I got my sword and I got my shield. They weren't easy to come by, neither was this lantern. This is a system that I only found out about recently, which are like, I don't know, badges, or I don't know what else to call them other than badges. You eventually start finding these. The fun part is that, like the rest of the game, all you get is this symbol. It doesn't tell you what they do. And so, I don't know what these do. I know what this one does because I found it early on and I equipped it, and it turned all of my health potions into mana potions, which wasn't necessarily helpful because I kind of needed the health potions. But again, it's part of the way that this game works. It doesn't wait, what was that? What was that? How did I do that? Ah, damn it. Wait, how did I do that? Like I said. Part of this, so it takes you a while to figure out that if you roll and press your sword at the same time, you can do that special attack. I just did a special attack. I don't know how. So there's a lot of button combinations that you either will stumble on like that, or eventually you'll get the manual page that'll let you know what it is. I've gone through a few dungeons so far with no map. I found the map to the Frogs domain a while ago, so I'm excited to finally get here. But let's see what's going on. So, again, there's a lot of Dark Souls stuff here. These are like your bonfires. When you rest at one of these, it will repopulate all the enemies on the screen. It'll also refill your flasks to, you know, get your health back. Right now I've got 4. Everything's upgradable. You can also upgrade your main stats for your Dark Souls-esque yellow points or whatever. Every time you kill an enemy, you get these yellow gems or whatever. It takes a certain amount. You gotta find an item, and then once you get the item, you gotta spend a certain amount of gems to upgrade the stat. They're hard to come by, but I just found this defensive upgrade. Spend the gems like a gentleman. Shouting out my favorite TikToker with some of his famous catchphrases. He's from Long Island, New York, or he might be from New Jersey. I'm honestly not sure. I think he's from Staten Island. Big, skinny Italian dude. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm worried that these frogs are going to give me trouble. I guess not. I'm doing alright. As far as I know, there's no parry. I feel like that green ooze is probably bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip. Flip over. So, my favorite part of the game, obviously, I feel like the best part of this game, the gameplay is good. The gameplay is like real tight. It feels good to play. The exploration is really good. But the best part of the game is the manual. Not just like the art of it and like the style of it, and just kind of like calling back to days that I still remember. Of having like playing Zelda and having like the manual nearby, or playing Pokemon especially is probably my favorite manual, because I remember they had a Pokedex in the Pokemon manual that if I remember correctly, it gave you like the first 30 Pokemon, give or take, and then it had a bunch of blank spots for the rest of them, I want to say. That sounds excessive, maybe not. But it had a bunch of it definitely encouraged you to fill in stuff into the manual. And you'll see in this manual that whoever you got the game from, there's a couple of pages that they like put notes on, which is cool. But if not like the actual game manuals, a lot of this is reminiscent of like Prima era strategy guides, of which I was also always a big fan of. Those strategy guides were awesome because besides the fact that they, you know, besides the fact that they obviously gave you, you know, in a lot of these games, especially something like Zelda, it gave you, you know, something to look at if you were like hopelessly lost. Not only would it like let you know where to go and stuff, but it also gave you information about the game that they didn't always explain. And see, like that, like this is par for the course for this game. I've got the map, so I would have known, right, that there was a door here. But if you're just looking at the screen here, you're not going to notice it. But the game encourages you to poke around as much as possible. I can see that there's going to be a ladder here eventually. And it looks like this is one of the 3 gemstones. So I got to find a... Stop me if you've heard this one before. I got to find a green gemstone, a red gemstone, and a blue gemstone. And then I have to put them into there's a temple I found. And I have to place each of the 3 gemstones into a slot in the temple. And then I don't know if it unlocks more temples or if it's just sort of a thing where that's like the whole game. It's a $20 game. I didn't pay anything for it because obviously it's on Game Pass. Some bombs, how you doing? I didn't pay anything for it because it's on Game Pass, but I believe that this is like a $20, $25, maybe a $30 game. I'm pretty sure it's $20 if you had to buy it. But again, it's only on Xbox, at least for right now, I'm pretty sure. It's definitely not on Switch. This game would be a great Switch game. This is one of those ones that I don't know if it could run on a Switch. I feel like it definitely could. There's some stuff that it does, lighting wise, and some other little things that like sometimes you're surprised. I think whenever I feel like some developers will come out and you'll be like, hey, why wasn't this on Switch? This seems like the perfect Switch game. And then you'll find out later that it's like, well, you know, it looks like it's not doing a whole lot, but it actually is. Gotta always check behind. But I don't see any reason why this game couldn't be on a Switch. I mean, I feel like it could definitely run on there, but the main thing is that, you know, this is one of those deals. Microsoft did a bunch of them. They got the exclusive rights. This is a game that was in development for a long time. There's another example where you see the ladder is kind of obscured, but if you're paying attention, you'll see it. So you can sequence break this game. Okay, this is dangerous. I'm gonna use my bombs. How you doing? And that's how he's doing. So like I said before, the game doesn't it doesn't mess around, man. Like, things will go south for you very quick. In terms of the combat. See, like, that guy's taking off half of my health. So this... Ah, damn it. So I wish I knew what the badges I had did. So as you can see, I've got this badge. It's a drink. And this one looks like it's got something to do with death. So when you die, just like in Dark Souls, you're left behind. Your ghost leaves behind. I haven't figured it out yet because, like I said, the game doesn't tell you anything. But it leaves behind a ghost that you can get some of your gems back. Just gonna go ahead and avoid those dudes. I've noticed with the frogs that they do a lot of damage for sure. Damn, and I just upgraded my defense. They do a lot of damage, but it doesn't look like they got a lot of defense. But yeah, it seems like you could sequence break the whole game. And also, see, that's where I died before. This looks like a good spot to where if I could get these guys back on my trail. See, what I should have done is I should have just thrown a bomb down there and caught them unawares. You can kind of see my ghost there in the corner. Let's see if we can get back to it. But yeah, you definitely have to be careful. I've noticed so far, though, one of the good things I've found so far is that even though the combat can be pretty punishing, I haven't found death to be that punishing, in the sense that, like, well, I guess first of all, I've never died. I've died a lot, but I've never died and not been able to get my ghost back. Gotcha. Gotta use the bombs. How you doing? So I've never not been able to get my... Can I get this sword? No. I can knock it off the table. Maybe. I've never not... Any time that I've died, I've never not been able to get back to my ghost. So there hasn't been a single time where I've died, tried to get back to my ghost, and then didn't. And also, on top of that... Ooh, little secret. Oh, look at that. There was that secret the whole damn time. See, this game's full of stuff like that. I could have, if I would have poked around more, right over there, I could have snuck up behind those two homies, hit them with a couple bombs, and then you know the rest. But I took care of them my own way. So I found this magic rod. It's very helpful for these quick ranged attacks. But like a lot of stuff in this game, it takes your magic power. It takes your magic power, and the magic can be sometimes hard to come by. I found what I'm doing right now, well, I'm of two minds so far with the magic. It's definitely extremely useful, but you don't have an infinite supply of it. some enemies, not all, some enemies will drop these little blue orbs that will enable you to get some magic back. But those are few and far between. Sorry, my phone is blowing up on a Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. no less. I'm a very popular king. Everybody wants a seat at the table. All they gotta do is watch the videos. Now at a certain point, it's gonna be a little bit harder to get a seat at the table. So those are the little blue orbs. But you can see, even when you get the little blue orbs, they don't give you a ton. The world's also peppered with these switches. Again, like a Dark Souls. It's very much the type of thing where it's like, battle your way through an area. It's not very key heavy like Zelda is. It's more of battle your way through an area. There's probably a hidden path to where you could go straight to the final to the boss of the dungeon, but I found that even though that is the case, and it's crazy and it's infuriating, because when you'll like, I was like 5 hours in. I played it all day today. I was like 5 hours in, and I finally finished this giant roundabout thing. Like, I won't call it a quest. There are no quests, but I finally made it through this whole shindig, 2 dungeons in, and then the exit just led me right to the beginning on one of these like little back paths where I was like, oh, I never would have saw that, but it was there the whole time. Like, I could have just, if I knew that was there, I could have just gone there immediately right from the beginning of the game. And they do block you off in some instances. Like, they won't just, they won't just let you... Yes! That's a strength upgrade. They won't just sit like this. Another hidden path, man. It's all the babes! Let me see what else is out there before I take that on. It will not always just sort of let you like break the game because you know where the secret pathways are. What is this? Oh, that's a lever. I found a couple. Oh, that's that thing from before. Yeah, let's go power up, baby. How you doing? That's the wrong guy. Now I'm powerful, baby. I've also got I've got another magic item. It's called the magic dagger. Yeah, this thing. I don't know. I don't really like it. It's kind of like a melee magic attack that freezes. It is useful, but the problem I find is that I can shoot the wand like 16 times. Yeah, upgrade the strength. I can shoot the wand like 16 times, but I can only do the magic dagger like 3 or 4 times. And so I just don't find it that useful because, I don't know, I feel like the magic wand is very useful in the sense that you can aggro enemies to try to, ooh, a little secret hidden passageway. How you doing? You can use it to like aggro enemies. You can also like hit them from a distance. So like, I don't know if I could target onto these guys down here. Nah. But if I could target onto those guys, I could potentially pick them off. I could potentially, Alright, we're looking good. Alright, well, I don't want to show off too much. Ah! I don't want to show off too much more. I do need to respond to several of these messages. Nobody contacted me all day. And then all of a sudden, right here at the tail end, I got a bunch of people. I got one person asking how to fix the Wi-Fi. They're like, you gotta tell us. They're trying to get on the internet. I got another person saying, hey, that disc you gave me, it ain't working. I need your help. I'm getting tech calls. Now, to be clear, these are all people who, they already got a seat at the table. You know, they're good for it. Oh, this looks like this is pretty much it for the frog domain. Except for... Huh. So this is definitely the boss room. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what we're going to do to finish off this video. We're going to go down here, because I can see here on the map. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to make it through that room, go up the ladders. And then I'm going to get to here, where it's very obvious to me that this is the dungeon where I'll get the hook shot. The fact that you can zoom, look at that art, man. That's so good. I also love when you zoom in, man. It like zooms in. But yeah, I'm gonna come through here because I haven't gotten the hook. Oh wait, there's the hook shot. Oh, so yeah, so I gotta go here to get the hook shot. That's kind of weird though that they would let me take on the boss. Alright, so this is case in point. This is why the magic rod is so useful. See, magic dagger, it's for the birds, dude, because obviously you can see that those frog babies, they blow up when you hit them. Little secret passageway, how you doing? Oh, well, this is just the regular. Okay. There might be something back behind here, though. Gotta check every... You gotta check every... if I've got... I don't have a lot of criticisms about the game so far. I'm not saying it's perfect or anything. I mean, like, it's really good. It's not blowing my mind. It is definitely very interesting. It's unlike... It's like a lot of other games in a lot of ways, obviously. Like, a lot of what it's doing... In fact, I'd go so far as to say is most of what it's doing is very derivative. They're not the first ones to... You know, the combat is very much borrowed exactly, you know, it's borrowed from Zelda and Dark Souls especially. The dungeon design is really not exactly like a Zelda dungeon, but it's similar. But even if not Zelda, it's very much like a lot of the other Zelda likes. Death's Door is very similar to. These games were made at the same time, so it's not like the guys who made this game, it's not like they played Death's Door and said, we're gonna do that. But like every... Wait, can I... That is a fire, I guess. I'm gonna throw a bomb, dude. How you doing? Wait, why did I fall? Oh. Ooh, I'm in trouble. Oh, damn you! Son of a gun. Homeboy got me with his tongue. Let's try that again. Because I got the shortcut, I'm right here. Just to finish what I was saying before, it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything brand new. Which one of you guys has the tongue? I think it's. Oh, that's what got me. It's not the tongue so much as that's a warp. Ooh, watch out for the stamina loss. Son of a bitch. Oh, the wizard is disappearing. Why would there be a frog wizard? Are you kidding me? He's not even in the manual. The thing that I'm worried about is that the bombs have been very helpful. Oh, there's homie. Maybe if I stay back a little bit. Yeah, fuck you. Sorry for the language. How you doing? Yeah, baby. Baby boy. You've heard of Adam Cole, baby? Wait, is this the hook shot? I don't know what that means. I can't read that. What is this? What is it? I don't know what this is. That's the best part about the game, though. Alright, let's see. So it's a magic thing. Oh, it is the hook shot. I should have poked around in there more. Wait, so does the hook shot use magic? Nice! Now we're cooking with gas, baby, and we got it on the video. Like a gentleman. Uh-oh. Forgot about this. It looks nice. So it looks like, all right, it looks like when you use the hook shot. So I'm actually in that, if you look in the top right hand corner, that's where I'm at. So wait a minute. So if the hook shot was there, oh, okay, so that, I thought that thing in the center of the screen, I thought that was saying, here's the hook shot, but now I'm seeing that that's just like the graphic for the hooks. Send hooks indeed. So I don't think there's any reason to go back. So what I need to do is I need to try to get to that ledge up above where I found the hook shot. And then, presumably, I mean, they draw the other ladders, though. I don't know. I'm not sure. Although, now that I look at it, I don't know. This is the beginning of the game. All right, cool. Looks like it goes through. I have found the lock. This is like a nitpick. It's not a nitpick when you're playing the game. It can be kind of frustrating and also just seems to work kind of poorly. But it'll sound like a nitpick here, but the thing that works the worst, I'd say, in the game is the lock-on system. It just... I don't know. I don't know if they made it that way on purpose or something, because I guess I could humor the idea that they made it a little bit finicky because it you know, maybe helps, see, like right there, like maybe helps balance the game a little bit or something. Yeah. That sounds weird to say. So wait, so what is, so am I supposed to do like a, why would I want to do this? Is this just a... Anyway, I feel like the lock-on can be very finicky at times. And in a game that's pretty punishing, it can be kind of frustrating when you get mobbed up by enemies and then, you know, you're the lock-on, it makes you move slow. It just, sometimes it feels like a, I don't know, like it seems like it hurts you a lot of times more than it helps. All right, so let's see, to cap, let's cap this off. I feel like if you made it this far, may as well see if we got what it takes to... Oh, I shouldn't be doing that though. I shouldn't be using the hook shot because I gotta save my magic. Let's go take on the boss. I expect, and I'm only gonna try once, even if it's close. But I expect that the boss, that I'm not gonna beat the boss. The bosses, every boss that I fought so far, I have not beat it on the first go round. So I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that already stolen. What do you mean it's already stolen? Wait a minute. Wait just a damn minute. Are you kidding me? Are you telling me the princess, I mean the gem, is in another castle? Welcome to Tunic, baby. That's par for the course. That's a good as place as any, I think, to probably end it. The gem's not in this dungeon. Where it is, your guess is as good as mine. I guess I gotta keep playing. That'll do it though. That's the first 30. A little quick look at Tunic here. I'm liking this one a lot. I need the Yankees to come through here. Bottom of the 9th. I need... Oh, you know what? It's already over. It's the bottom of the 9th. It's 4-3. I picked over 9 runs. If they score one... No. It's not over. I take that back. It's not over. There's 2 outs, so it's almost over. But they need to score. If they get 1 run, we go into extra innings. That's what I need. And then I'm guaranteed. I'm not guaranteed, but that's looking unlikely. Unless Joey got... Well, you look, you didn't come here for baseball. Thanks for watching. See you next time.